What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Quacking Off right here live on YouTube. I apologize. This has been not a great weekend for me. Uh, let's just put the nap time bug keeps getting me during the game yesterday and earlier. And Spaz is not reachable right now. He's on the road. So apparently he's not reachable. So here we are. We're just going to roll with this and do a little recap here. That kind of sucks because Spaz did have his first media appearance yesterday in Autzen Stadium in the media booth. So we would have loved to have heard from him about that. But if he joins in, cool. If not, we'll roll through this. We'll do our little recap. And we'll talk about that on Tuesday night, where we should have a guest on to discuss Oklahoma State this next weekend at Autzen. Just basically they're going to die. Let's just put it that way. Oklahoma State doesn't have a chance, I don't think. Yes, James. Yes. You were not pleased yesterday. You gave me that hateful face in the chat. Yeah. My bad. This is one of those weekends where it's just weird. We're getting back on football schedule. And so you forget, oh man, I got to get up early. I'm watching this. And then you're paying so much attention to this. I got to get back in sync with football and the schedule. This first weekend is rough because there's so many games you're trying to keep. But right now I'm missing South Carolina and Virginia Tech on a Sunday. But I did just pull it up, and it's 10-8 in the fourth quarter. What is this? What is happening? 10-8 in the fourth? That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It's like no one wants to win the game. They're basically just like, hey, you, here, take it if you want it. That's disgusting. Anyways. We'll go over little details here. Nothing major. Let's just put it this way. There's nothing more. It couldn't have gotten more perfect for Oregon in the sense of yesterday than I think either Spaz or I could have predicted. Score-wise, Spaz won the first score prediction. He and Braden Shaw, our Montana State guest, predicted a little more on point than I did. I was a little more on point than, both of them, I don't know. Do the math. Spaz won. He said 48-13. He nailed the 13 points by Montana State. It was 11 short on Oregon. I didn't think Oregon was going to pour it on that hard, to be honest. But after the first 4 drives, I was like, they're not even trying. So I lost. I lost week 1. I underestimated how they would do. So it is what it is. Oh, Troy. Yeah. Montana State would look better, yes. And Montana State will be totally fine. They'll be fine. I listened to their coach's post game after that, and even he was like, look, this is just how these types of games go. He's like, you always hope for the best, but expect the worst. And he was like, it almost went as bad as we thought it might be. So I in a way, I think he thought it'd be worse somehow, if it got out of hand. So he was he was gracious. He's just like, yeah, this is how these games go. Learn from it. That's just how it is. And we're going to save it for Tuesday night. Man, we might get into it a little tonight on my show, on my channel. Number 3, Ohio. I don't know about that. Don't even get me started on that one. That's wild. This is about the Ducks. So, Ohio State, get out of here. So, what I was more surprised with was actually re-looking at the game. Because by halftime, I was already cooked by halftime. But I didn't even then. I had to go back and re-look at it all because when you look at the actual stats, I was the entire game. I was kind of surprised how many people they used in different ways, and I had a couple funny things come up though, and I just thought they were quite funny, so I have to share them because for those of you who did not realize either, yesterday Oregon did not punt the ball at all. There were no turnovers. They just scored on every drive until the very final drive where they just ran out the clock. So I thought that was a fun stat. And it was even funnier because then we had our puncher guy. If anyone remembers, we had James Ferguson on earlier this season on our other show, the new punter from Boise State, and even he put out yesterday, well, that was fun, Duck fans. Thanks for the day off at Dante Moore. No punts needed. No punts. I thought that was fun. And that's after the fact of that to start the game off. I mean, if you wanted a more, I guess, inconspicuous way to start your season, not in a good way, you had the beginning of the game right before the team took the field. Oh God. I mean, I don't think you had a worse potential entry scenario than they did yesterday. And it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. It was not a great way to start the season. The Duck lost its head. I don't know what he was doing. Not a great way to start the season. Not a great way. I was like, that's not good things. There can't be anything good coming from this. But apparently everything obviously went well after that. So we could be Alabama. Let's put it that way. No? No? No one liked the Bama joke? Weak ass crowd. They have like 5 ducks, I think. I don't know how many ducks there actually are. They're literally like 3 or 4 at one time because I mean, those guys are doing commercials, promotions. There's no way one duck does the entire game like that. They get too tired. I don't know how many there are. It's not like the Stanford tree. The Stanford tree, there's like one guy. There's actually one guy that does the Stanford tree every year. And he's like selected or whatever amongst like the body of students or something like that. It's like a cult, basically, to become the Stanford tree. Weird. R.I.P. Stanford. We love you, but you suck. So looking at stats here, checking my phone once in a while, just see if I hear from Spaz. But checking some information here on the game as we look at this. It's good stuff. Again, I was surprised how many players actually played in this game, and I think our thoughts on our depth chart were a little off. We didn't have an official depth chart. we were going off of. So it was a little yesterday was a little interesting seeing who did what. Yeah, I was kind of weird. No, like Nova Sad getting in there a little later than I thought he would. I thought he'd go in after half, but he went a little later. Only had 2 pass attempts even. So you didn't see anything. Why? Because look at the rushing. I didn't even expect to have that many people trying to rush the ball yesterday. They even had Brock Thomas, our backup quarterback, in there rushing. What? I don't know what's going on with Mekhi Hughes either. He was supposed to be like tailback number 1, and he only had 1 carry. I remember when he did that, and I was like, oh, there he is. Don't know where he was. I don't know if he got a little dinged up or everyone said he's number 1. But I'm sorry, at this point in time, Noah Whittington is number 1. And Jordan Davison, man, I don't even know where this guy came from. He was not on our watch list. He was good. It was good. I'm just going to say that. Riggs, we had, and they did have Jay Harris there. They only rushed him. He did catch a couple nice passes, though, Jay Harris. So they got a lot of guys involved in the run game yesterday. I will credit, in the sense of rushing, too. He only did 1 carry over here for Montana State. This guy, Taco Dollar, man, you got a good receiver over there in Taco. We talked about him on the Tuesday night preview show with Braden. And yeah, Taco, that guy was surprising. He was like always open or could break a few tackles here and there. And he put on like was it almost 107 yards. I was like 100, it had to have been like 100 yards. Yeah, 107 yards by Taco Dollar. So I was really nice. I think the rest of the team combined didn't even, the rest of the team combined didn't equal what he had. Shout out Taco. But Dante Moore, 18 23, 213, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Seems like a easy day at the office. Easy day. Nothing too complicated. Nothing too crazy in the sense of the throws. He did have a bad drop by Kenyon Sadiq in the second quarter, wide open. Kenyon actually just dropped it. So that wasn't on Dante. The receiver that impressed me the most was Malik Benson. He came on really strong yesterday, in like the best ways possible, because we had talked about maybe he can step up and be that guy, even though he's never shown it in his college career to this point. Like, it's just been hit and miss. Yesterday, he showed up where you wanted to see him fill in that spot to be that outlet receiver, or at least like your maybe solid number 3 receiver, something like that. He came on and I was like, okay, there you go. I mean, immediately it was Malik Benson. He got that nice touchdown right over the middle before halftime. That looked nice. Jay Harris, with that one nice, he had like an angle route or a Texas route or whatever, out of the backfield for the halfback. Kyler Casper from Nova Sad caught one nice pass. He got targeted a couple times. Gary Bryant also, again, nothing crazy. He doesn't have to do anything crazy, especially in this game. You don't have to do anything crazy, but he was there. He was solid. Decorian Moore, I don't even remember him having 3 catches, but nothing crazy. I think that's also because you have to look at how the teams are being used. So I think a lot of people are focused on Decorian Moore, which opens up your other receivers. So your other receivers then have to make up grounds for them taking away more. Kenyon had more than 1 reception, right? I don't think that's correct. I'm pretty sure Kenyon had more than one reception. I know he had the touchdown, but Jeremiah McClellan. Here we go. This is a guy. This is what I wanted to see. There is no Grisham on this list for some reason, but McClellan, I love to see that he got involved. And he got credit for both block punts. One that tipped, it got off, but he got a hand on it. And the second one, he actually straight out blocked. So Jeremiah McClellan, 2 block punts yesterday. That you want to see. Love to see that from the special teams. Lowe got targeted. There was a touchdown throw attempt in the corner that he missed. Or it was a little overthrown. It was a tough catch. He wasn't going to catch it. And Cooper Perry, yeah, I remember him getting in there. And everyone was like, yeah, let's go, Coop. Finally, after he'd been on like 2 years of his 2-year mission or whatever it was. So I keep forgetting he's there. I still forget Cooper Perry even is there. Just because it's felt like he's never been there. But now he is. Don't ask. Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. That's why I was surprised how many people they put in the rushing game. Sadiq, I'm not surprised with having like a jet sweep. I was surprised by Decorian Moore having those types of jet sweeps, using him that way. I was actually a little surprised by that. I guess they just wanted to test it out. Why not? I think yesterday was like a sample of like, let's just throw everything on the board and we'll just see what happens. Like, that's what it really felt like yesterday. There were just so many options. They didn't know what to do. So they just tried everything in some ways. I don't know if that's right or wrong, good or bad. That's what it felt like to me. So, I don't know. And defensive player, also shout out Pregnon. Hopefully will be all right on the offensive line because he did go out in the I think it was late in the first quarter off the offensive line. Pregnon, I think he got a little nicked up, and so they just took him out of the game. I don't know if he came back in the game, but I'm gonna guess they just kind of like held him out. I'm gonna guess if he did go back in at some point, I apologize. That's a conversation for a different day, Troy. We can talk about that later. I'll have a little therapy session if you want tonight. That's fine. Later on. But that's the problem. Everything worked. Everything yesterday worked. So didn't need to have it. Oh man. It's bad. Yeah. So I just lost my banner. There we go. Thank you. So Pregnon should be okay. I think he just got nicked up. I think that's all it was. And they just kept him out for safety purposes. Ify Obidwegu. Oh my God, I can't pronounce it. I knew I'm good. Ify. He showed up good. Showed up big yesterday in a lot of spots yesterday in the secondary. He really showed up big time. Love to see that. That was a guy we knew had potential, but you actually got to see it and hear his name in game time yesterday. Love that. Tuioti, of course. Washington was really good on the D line yesterday. Yeah, he got 1.5 tackles for loss. He's a D lineman. These are the guys you're not going to hear their name unless they're like just completely disruptive. But he's solid in holding his point of attack. I mean, what did they have rushing yards yesterday? Remember, this is the team that had led all of college football, I believe it was all of it, FBS, FCS, everything, all of it last season in rushing. And they held this team to 46 yards rushing. 46 yards rushing. That's pretty good. Pretty good. As you got Bryce Betcher. You've got all your big name people, but all the young people that came in and stepped up. Naeem Offord. Sorry, Ohio State. You know, there were a lot of guys. Bear Alexander was almost non-existent. Maybe you just didn't hear his name much, but he was not on the starting depth chart. I was a little surprising. I did think Bear was going to be one of the starters, but he was not on the starting list. Now, that could be due to formation, but usually when you list your starters, that's your starters. So I don't know if Bear is seen as a heavy rotation guy or not. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes, especially because, he did leave USC after feeling like he got shafted. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And Jadon Kennedy, sorry. He did have one nice tackle. He had to tackle Taco Dowler. My God. That was the only. I don't think he was in the game really much more than maybe that series. So that was like his one moment there. But there were a lot of guys involved, a lot of young guys too involved in the defense, and I love to see that. No picks, but again, they really didn't throw the ball that much. So 100% on field goals. Love to see that. Of course, it was only one for 23 yards. So hopefully you should be perfect. Oh. Yeah. Not a bad day at the office, though, for the Oregon Ducks. Made work look easy yesterday. I mean, it was over by halftime. You already knew it was over by halftime. It was 38-3. You're like, yeah, it's done. It's over. So, anyone have any thoughts on the final score or how the teams played? Again, Spaz is on the road. I haven't heard back from him, but I was like, man, I'm already late again with this. We can't put this off anymore. We got to do this recap so we can get ready for Tuesday. We can clean the slate as we move on to Oklahoma State coming into town. Because, again, Oklahoma State right now is nothing great at all. And there's some injury news from Oklahoma State that we'll get into on Tuesday. Not good for Oklahoma State. Makes it even more disastrous for them. They didn't really have a chance, I don't think, at Oregon. Years ago when it was booked, that looked like a great game. That looked like it would be a hell of a game. This was probably scheduled back in 2018, 2019 is probably when the contract was done for this. So you're talking about Oklahoma State was like, a solid team. So it really looked like a good home and home series because the Oregon right now is going through the Pac-12 or is going through the Big 12, minus the new teams. Because I think next we had, at Texas Tech rescheduled, moved, or canceled the return to Oregon to make us have Oregon State. But then I think next year we have Baylor on the road. I think we're at Waco next year. I think I would have to double check. We're on the Big 12 kind of conference run through when it comes to non-con home and homes. Some of that's obviously subject to change due to all the realignments and stuff like that. Shut up, Troy. Damn it. I don't know what Rose Bowl you're talking about. I have no recollection of this game that you are discussing. None whatsoever. Nope. Don't remember it. Don't know about it. Oh. Let's see here. Is there any other good stuff from the weekend? Obviously, we'll probably bring it up later randomly throughout like the 3 to 4 hour late show. That Ohio State Texas game was disgusting. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Awful game. Awful. I put it in a short. If you didn't see it, go watch it. Sorry, doing a banner thing. I always forget one banner, and I'm always like, damn it, now I got to edit this crap at the end. I would suppress yesterday's game. Even though you won, I would suppress that one. That was god awful. I'm sorry. I don't know if no one likes their quarterbacks or they hate their quarterbacks, but no one wanted to win that game. It just felt like no one even wanted to win it. Both teams were just like, yeah, this is what we got. It was pretty brutal. I'm sorry. I watched the whole thing too, Troy. It was bad. I barely got through it. I was like, God. My thing was number 1, number 3. Do we really know what either team is after that? No. Like, are you really good or are you just We don't know. That was my biggest takeaway from that game for either team. Because Manning looked like shit. Sayan it's okay. I know Day said he didn't want to like let him lose too much or put too much on him in the game. I think was the terminology he used, something like that. And I understood that, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, man, you gotta give him some throws. He's your QB, you know. Oh, yo, ouch! Shots fired. Damn it, Troy. I think Texas is in for a world of hurt this year. I don't think Ohio State put much on the table, but I think Texas offenses. I think they might be in trouble. That was just bad. Again, I don't know. It just seemed like both teams, no one wanted to be there. That's what it really felt like. Just no one wanted to be there. There was a couple games like that yesterday. Alabama. Oh God, that's right. Oh, just over an hour we've got Notre Dame at Miami. Why is everyone so high on Miami? Carson Beck's not that great. I guess it depends on Miami's defense if they improve. I mean, can they get worse than last year? Maybe. I think statistically that's almost impossible, but we'll find out, won't we? Other than that, yeah, I was more than pleased though with the performance Oregon put out this weekend. The amount of players that were involved, not just your senior guys, but a lot of young guys that you didn't necessarily expect would have a bigger role in this first game. Finally, we're out there, but in different areas that again, it's not like, oh, well, you're a big, so put in the backups. Like there was a heavy rotation during the game, and you got to see these guys. And so that to me says the team has a lot of confidence in even the young players where they're not afraid to put them on the field. Not just as the second or third string against backups or whatever. That's good. I like that. I like to see it because none of the depth chart predictions on my end probably were correct for the most part. And that's good. I like that because that means, again, there's confidence in your team and the building blocks that you have. So I like it. Couldn't have asked for a better start in the overall. I mean, 59-13, I will take that type of victory every week if we can. And the way the Beavers looked last night, it'll be pretty much about the same score. And Oklahoma State, again, they have an injury bug issue going on, so we will see. But I appreciate everyone being here or later on checking it out. Hit the subscribe, hit that like if you can. I appreciate it. Spaz and I will be here Tuesday night with a guest for the Oklahoma State game preview coming up this next Saturday. That will be fun. The return of Mike Gundy. I say the return, but the last time Oregon played Oklahoma State, it was 2008, the Holiday Bowl. Oregon basically tried to kill their quarterback. So, fun times. Fun times. That's why you love college football, right? So, other than that, everyone finish off the South Carolina-Virginia Tech game. Enjoy Notre Dame versus Miami later. And for everyone else, I will see you tonight, a little bit after 9 p.m. Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, on the Exploring Ben and Sam channel for the late night show. Because tomorrow I'm off work, so we can stay up late for no fucking reason. All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good one, and see you guys Tuesday night for the preview show.